Hello and welcome back to the PokeBros. My name's Tim.
My name's John.
And together we are the PokeBros, and this is a nerve-wracking video today. We'll tell you more about that in a minute, but we've just launched our giveaway for four I'm nervous, it's the nerves, guys. For 4 Battle Styles ETBs, and you can head over to the link up here to get yourselves entered into that. And don't forget, the first 30 comments in this video that are meaningful can get that extra entry as well. But John, why are we so nervous today, or why am I so nervous today?
So Tim's so nervous today is because he has got his card back from CGC, his Charizard card, which got a PSA6. As you can see, it was a lot quicker than PSA, and we're quite excited to see what's in here because his other card, at PSA got a 6 and we were expecting a 9 or 10, and when our pre-graders as well, graded gem, were expecting a 9 or 10 as well. So that's why we're quite...
Let's just have a quick flashback to that moment where I realised. Watch this clip. 3, 2, 1.
What? What?
I don't understand.
I'm so confused, Tim. What?
Genuinely, I'm not even joking. It got a 6.
6? 6? Is it bent at all?
No.
So that was Tim when he got a PSA 6, the exact moment when he realised there must be something wrong with his card. And the reason we sent this to CGC is because CGC do this really cool thing, just like Beckett's, as they have subgrades, but they also send digital images as well of where the card would, where the errors in the card are, which cause lower grades. So we wanted to do this really to see if it actually is a 6 card, a graded 6 card, or would PSA make a mistake. But if it is a 6, then we're going to find out why it's a 6 and where it's a 6, where we didn't get that information from PSA. So we're going to open this up, and if you see me look down here, it's because that's where the camera is, so I can see it as well when Tim opens it up.
I think that's the key, isn't it, John? Is that we aren't saying that we think PSA made a mistake. We just want to know why. So whatever this comes back as, even if it's a 6 or a 5, some people have said, or whatever, that will be okay, because at least we'll have some subgrades to go by.
Yeah.
We're not expecting this to come out of 10.
No.
If we just say that, we're not, because clearly if PSA is saying that, there must be something wrong with it somewhere. But it will be nice to see what it is. Alright, let's just do it. Well, I'm going to just pull it slightly to the side a second, John, just because I don't want to open the grade straight onto camera. I want to kind of... I don't know how these are packaged in here. I'm just going to reach my hand in. Okay, so the slab is literally just right there.
Cover the grade and stuff.
Yeah, let me see if I can grab this. Okay, so there we go.
I think you knocked your camera, is it alright?
Yeah, we're okay. So, here we go. So, let's just have a quick recap, shall we, John? So let's zoom in on the back here. So, when we sent this to CGC, they have a couple of options with the crossover, so you can... I sent it in the PSA slab, so that may have affected their decision. It may not have done. We'll get to find out in a minute. And they basically ask you, do you want us to cross it over no matter what? Do you want us to cross it over just if it's a better grade? What do you want us to do? And I said, cross it over no matter what. I was like, I don't care whether it comes out a 2 or a 10. I still want you to cross it over, because we were really after those subgrades. That's the important thing. Wanting to know what is the issue with this card. So you can see from the back there, it is looking pretty good. Now this is going to be the really, really nerve-wracking bit now, John, where we turn this over. And I'm going to try and turn it over initially so that we can't see the grade and that we can just see that Zard. So let me actually do that. That's better. So...
Oh, look at it. That's
zoom out a little bit more. There he is. He's been on holiday and he's back. Just trying to zoom out my camera a little bit. So this is going to be the reveal now. And what we'll probably do is we'll reveal this. And then we'll probably just pause for a second. It'll be a second for you, a few minutes for us. I'll send John. We had an email with the digital pictures, which I haven't opened yet. I'll send that through to John so that we can both look at the digital images as well. We'll pull them up on the video and we'll talk a little bit about this and see what CGC have said. But are we ready for the reveal?
Come on.
Shiny Charizard V. What has CGC said? So it was a PSA6 before, and now, now it is.
Come on.
It is. Okay.
Is that an 8, Tim?
It's an 8. It's an 8. That's good.
CGC 8. Okay.
See, let's just take a quick closer look at the grades a second. I'm okay, mate. Strangely, centering is giving it a 10. A 10 on centering, which I don't think it's a 10 on centering. I don't know what you guys think looking at that from home. They've given it a 10 on centering, and they've given it a surface of 7.5. So clearly there is something on the surface somewhere. Yeah. And then corners 9.5, and edges 9, which again I find strange because I would have said if anything was going to get less than the 10. It would be the centering and the surface, and the corners and the edges look good. But I mean, a CGC 8 is a big step up from
a PSA
6.
Yeah.
Especially because am I right in thinking that PSA quite often people are buying like CGC 9.5s and then crossing them over to get PSA 10s because CGC are stricter than PSA.
Yeah, so it's actually a really good grade. I think that's better than we both thought it was going to come back as. And we get to see the digital images as well in a minute, don't we?
What we'll do is we'll pause it there. I'm just going to send John through these digital images and we will come back in literally a second for you. See you in a minute. So we're back. I've sent through the images to John and we've got them up on the screen now. We'll pull them up for you as well on your screen so that you can see in a little bit closer detail. As it turns out that the images aren't necessarily pointing out the faults, but they're just super high definition images, very bright, very high def of the card, so you can see better what is going on. But I think our verdict so far, John, is we can't massively see what the surface issue could be.
No. We've had a few. We both pointed out could it be this, but we're not really sure. We're not really sure what a Zard's meant to look like for a 10. What does a 10 Zard look like? So we've had a few things. So I mentioned the tail. The yellowness on the tail, it looks a bit of a different texture to the rest of the card, but maybe that's what all Zards have, we don't know. You mentioned something in the V, didn't you, Tim?
Well, I think that might just be to do with the edges, maybe. It looks like maybe a slight bit of whitening on the black of the V at the top. I'll try and zoom in on that for the video for you guys. And there's like a little, I don't know, a darker pinprick sort of black spot next to the star, but whether that's the texture or what, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Who knows? And I know because I imagine that we may have a few people wondering, well, how did it get a 10 on centering, a 9.5 on corners, and a 9 on edges, and then come out as an average of an 8? But I think the way that both CGC and BGS work is that they will only give an overall grade that is half a point higher than the lowest point on the grading. So because the lowest point is a 7.5 on surface, the maximum they'll give it is that 8. Even though you could argue it might be closer to a 9 or at least an 8.5 if you were to average out the scores. But I mean, I'm happy, John, with an 8, to be honest.
And it must. I think the fact that both PSA and CGC graded it and had it wrong with it, and with CGC they gave it a higher grade on the surface than PSA probably did. Yeah. There must have been something on there which it wasn't like a clerical error. It was probably something on the card which makes it go that low, isn't it? I think there's a bit of peace of mind saying there is something on the surface that is.
There's obviously something wrong with it somewhere.
Yes.
And two different grading companies have both pointed out there's something wrong with it. Now, whether it was quite bad enough to deserve a 6 from PSA...
Seems a bit harsh, but who knows?
I mean, CGC tend to be seen as being stricter with the grading than PSA are, so who knows? But the point is, we've completed this saga. We've sent it off to be regraded. I'm happy with the result, just because I feel a little bit more of a sense of understanding as to what's happened and why exactly it's been given the grade that it has been given. for me, John, this is going to go into the collection now. This is not a card that I'm going to sell. This is a card that I'm keeping anyway, partly just because of the story. I mean...
the big story behind it.
It's a story and a half. It's a memory that in years to come, I can always look back on, of that unexpected PSA6 converted into a CGC 8.
Yes.
And who knows what else. But all in all, I'm pleased. John, if it was your card, what would you be doing right about now?
I'd be happy. I'm definitely happy on the upgrade. And I think, I mean, 8's not a bad grade. I think sometimes people forget how hard it is to get 10s. Like, the card has to be perfect. Yeah. Like, you've seen 9s, which are like, I can't believe that's not a 10 because it's so nice. So I think an 8 is it's not too bad. I know it's packed fresh, you hope for a 9 or 10. But after the journey we've been on, I think an 8's a bit of a relief.
I think what's helpful about this journey has been that I think there's a little bit of a misconception at the moment in Pokemon that if you get a card out the pack and send it off for grading, it's going to get a 10.
Yeah.
And actually, it's almost become the only thing that people think about is centering. They're like, well, the centering's slightly off, won't be a 10.
That'll be a 10. When perfect, that's a 10.
When actually, the centering, especially with PSA, isn't as important. I've seen some massively off-center cards that have got a 10. But there are so many other things at play, and you cannot guarantee a 10 just because it comes fresh straight out of the pack.
It's true.
So for that reason, I think it's been a good journey, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this journey with us as well, and that maybe you've learnt something from this as well. I hope we haven't made any of you too nervous about any cards you've got off at grading at the moment. But what a story, what an adventure. Charizard V returns, and who knows, we'll see what future grades have for the channel as we begin to get the hundreds of cards back that we've got off at PSA at the moment. And maybe we'll use CGC again, John. I mean, it's been a good experience with CGC, right?
Very quick. I know you paid a bit extra, but not that much extra than you would pay for PSA cards.
Nope, not
very quick
at all.
Turnaround.
They were quick, they were speedy. I mean, this was only dispatched 2 days ago from Florida, and it's here now. So
that Charizard, Tim, has been to America twice more than me. That's what you need to remember.
That's true. That's true. It's still its own little tour. But anyway, that's the story. We got through to it. Thank you if you've watched this far through the video. Thank you for being on the journey with us and for kind of seeing this through. But until the next time, my name's Tim.
My name's John.
And together we are the PokeBros. See you next time.